The intelligence service is the backbone of any sovereign state. Their responsibility is to collect, analyze, and evaluate data which is needed to provide early warning to political decision makers, influence events in favor of national interests, and many others. Although the technical monitoring and technical data collection are gaining importance in the digital era, the game changers have always been the human intelligence sources, including the double agents, the informants, and the defectors. This video presents 5 legendary spies that greatly influenced the power balances during the Cold War. Number 1. Aldrich Ames. The American CIA analyst Aldrich Ames is considered by many as the most successful Soviet double agent during the Cold War. Due to his open access to CIA plans and operations against the Soviets, including the name of the agents conducting the on-ground operations, Ames was a valuable intelligence asset for Kremlin. As a result of his spying, at least 100 CIA agents and informants of the CIA were detected, and more than 10 high-level agents were arrested and executed. Receiving more than $2.5 million from the Soviets and then from Russia between 1985 and 1994, his lavish lifestyle that a CIA analyst could never afford gave him away. He paid in cash for a house worth $500,000, started wearing expensive suits, drove sports cars, received cosmetic procedures, and last but not least, the extensive spendings of his new Colombian wife placed him under the radar of his colleagues. He was arrested in 1994 and is currently serving a life sentence in Indiana, the United States. Number 2. Oleg Vladimirovich Pankowski. Pankowski was a Soviet military intelligence colonel during the early 1960s, known primarily for passing classified military, political, and economic documents to the British and the US intelligence services. The most valuable information he provided was about the secret Soviet emplacement of missiles in Cuba. The documents he delivered to the Western intelligence services also suggested that the Soviet missile capabilities were not as good as believed by the US administration during that period. Thanks to Pankowski, the US presidency gained intelligence supremacy, which helped them during the negotiations with the Soviets to end the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. Pankowski was arrested at the 22nd of October 1962, when the talks between both sides to solve the crisis were still ongoing. He got executed the following year. Number 3. Kim Philby. Born in British India, Kim Philby was a Soviet mole operating inside the ranks of the British intelligence service MI6. As a promising student at the Cambridge University intrigued by communist ideas, he came under the radar of the Soviet intelligence, which recruited him in 1934. 6 years later, in 1940, Philby somehow managed to join the British MI6. Philby gathered valuable intelligence regarding the Nazi intentions to invade the Soviets and warned Stalin about it in 1941. Despite actively passing classified information to the KGB regarding the Western agents' operations on Soviet ground, including their tasks, Philby had a flawless reputation within the MI6 and was even awarded the Order of the British Empire in 1946.
Philby, on the right, holds a press conference to deny charges that he was involved in the disappearance of Burgess and McLean.
Well, if there was a third man, were you in fact the third man?
No, I was not.
You think there was one?
No comment.
After 23 years, he was exposed in 1963 and fled to the Soviet Union. The defection of Philby caused a long-lasting trauma in London and shattered the reputation of the MI6. Worrying about information leaks, foreign intelligence services avoided high-level cooperation with the MI6 for years. According to his fourth and last wife Rufina Pukhkova, Philby was disappointed by the living conditions in the Soviets, which were in a strong contrast with his expectations of a communist paradise, and suffered from depression until his death in 1988. Numerous sources claim that Kim Philby and the remaining 4 spies from the Cambridge spy ring were never regarded as reliable intelligence sources within the ranks of the KGB, and also by Stalin, who suspected them of being double agents. Number 4. Oleg Gordaevsky. What Gordaevsky did was the complete opposite of Kim Philby. Gordaevsky joined the KGB in 1961, but switched sides and started passing intelligence to the British MI6 in 1971. At that time, Ronald Reagan's rhetoric about the Soviet Union as an evil empire was interpreted in Moscow as a preparation for launching a nuclear attack.
To ignore the facts of history and the aggressive impulses of an evil empire, to simply call the arms race a giant misunderstanding.
Therefore, the Soviets were searching for any signs that would confirm their suspicions, which could have motivated them to launch a preemptive nuclear strike on the West. Gordaevsky warned the West about the ongoing discussions in Kremlin, and the Western countries deviated from their aggressive rhetoric and adopted a more diplomatic approach towards the Soviet Union, which came out to be an effective method to reduce the tension. Actively interacting with both sides, Gordaevsky convinced the KGB that the Western countries have no plans to launch a nuclear attack on the Soviets. During the years, the KGB has become increasingly suspicious of Gordaevsky and called him back to Moscow for so-called consultations, where he was accused of being a double agent. He was drugged and interrogated, but gave nothing away. He wasn't arrested and managed to flee to Britain through Finland with the assistance of 2 MI6 agents. To this day, he is residing in the UK under the protection of the British Secret Service at an unknown location for understandable reasons. Number 5. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were American citizens of Jewish origin who were convicted of revealing US nuclear secrets to the Soviet Union. During the Great Depression, Julius became a leader of the Young Communist League USA, where he met Ethel later in 1936. In 1940, Julius joined the US Army Signal Corps, where he worked on the development of radar equipment and had access to classified information concerning the atomic research programs. During that time, the United States was the exclusive possessor of nuclear weapons in the world. In 1951, the Rosenbergs were convicted of sharing secrets about the US atomic program with the Soviets and were executed in 1953, mainly based on the accusations made by Ethel Rosenberg's brother, David Greenglass. The role of the Rosenbergs in the development of a Soviet nuclear weapon is still debated, where many believe that their role was insignificant, but others insist that they accelerated the development of a Soviet atomic bomb. If you are interested in geopolitics, international relations, economics, and history, and want to see more videos on those topics, you can hit the subscribe button. And if you want to earn cryptocurrencies while browsing the internet, you can check the Brave browser, the link is in the description. Take care, see you in the next video.